Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine someone walks into your room today and gives you a choice that could completely change your life, a choice between staying exactly where you are or becoming the person you've always dreamed of becoming. What would you choose? Would you let that opportunity slip away? Or would you grab it with everything you've got? The truth is, life gives us opportunities every single day. The problem isn't that opportunities don't exist. The problem is that most people don't recognize them. Most people wake up, go to work, scroll through social media, watch other people live extraordinary lives, and then go to bed wondering why nothing changes. But a few people are different. A few people refuse to follow the crowd. They refuse to settle. They choose to build their own path. And those are the people who change the world. Success is never an accident. It is the result of thousands of moments when you refuse to quit, when you refuse to let fear make your decisions, when you heard no 100 times but kept searching for one yes. Think about a young entrepreneur with a dream but no money. Everyone around him says, "It can't be done. It's impossible. Be realistic." But instead of listening, he smiles and says, "Let's see what happens." That mindset, that willingness to believe when nobody else does, is what turns ordinary people into legends. Today, you'll discover 5 powerful principles that can transform how you think, create, communicate, and succeed. Let's begin. Rule 1. Connect things. Most people look at the world and see separate pieces. Successful people look at the world and see connections. Imagine you're working on a giant puzzle. At first, the pieces seem random, meaningless, disconnected. But as you start connecting them, a picture begins to appear. That is exactly how creativity works. Creativity is not creating something from nothing. Creativity is connecting things that nobody else thought belonged together. Look at the smartphone. It wasn't a completely new invention. Someone connected a phone, a camera, a music player, an internet browser, a GPS, and suddenly the world changed. The same thing happened with streaming services. Someone connected television with the internet, and an entire industry was transformed. Great innovators don't just collect information. They collect experiences. They read different books, travel to different places, meet different people, learn different skills, because they know something important. Every experience is a puzzle piece, and someday those pieces will connect. Think about Leonardo da Vinci. He studied art, engineering, anatomy, science, nature. Most people would call that distracting. But those different experiences helped him become one of the greatest minds in history. Here's a practical example. Imagine you're a software developer. Most developers spend their time only studying programming. But what if you studied psychology, storytelling, marketing, human behavior? Suddenly, you start creating products people actually love. Why? Because innovation happens at the intersection of different worlds. The lesson? Never stop collecting experiences. Every conversation, every book, every journey, every failure could become the missing piece of your next breakthrough. Rule 2. Say no to 1,000 things. Imagine standing in front of 1,000 doors. Behind every door is an opportunity, a new business idea, a new project, a new relationship, a new possibility. Now imagine trying to open all 1,000 doors at the same time. Impossible. Yet that's exactly how many people live. They chase every opportunity, every trend, every distraction, and then wonder why they never achieve greatness. The secret to success is not saying yes. The secret is knowing what to say no to. Every time you say yes to something unimportant, you say no to something important. Think about a gardener. If weeds grow everywhere, flowers can't thrive. Success works the same way. You must remove distractions to make room for excellence. A powerful example is Apple. When the company was struggling, Steve Jobs returned and eliminated dozens of products. Not because they were bad, but because they distracted the company from greatness. The result? Apple became one of the most valuable companies in the world. Focus is a superpower. Imagine a magnifying glass. When sunlight is spread everywhere, nothing happens. When it is focused on one point, it can start a fire. Your energy works the same way. The people who achieve extraordinary results aren't necessarily more talented. They're simply more focused. Ask yourself, what distractions am I allowing into my life? What opportunities should I reject? Because every meaningful achievement requires sacrifice. Rule 3. Stay hungry, stay foolish. What separates average people from extraordinary people? Hunger, the relentless desire to learn, to improve, to grow, to become better than yesterday. But hunger alone isn't enough. You also need something else, the willingness to look foolish. Most people avoid risks because they're afraid of failure. They're afraid of embarrassment. They're afraid of what others might think. And because of that fear, they never discover what's possible. Think about the Wright brothers. People laughed when they said humans could fly. Think about electric cars. People laughed. Think about online shopping. People laughed. Every revolutionary idea looks ridiculous before it becomes obvious. If you always play it safe, you'll only achieve what everyone else achieves. But if you're willing to experiment, to fail, to look foolish, you unlock possibilities others never see. One of the greatest dangers in life is becoming comfortable. The moment you believe you know everything, you stop growing. Stay curious, stay humble, stay hungry, and most importantly, stay foolish enough to believe that impossible things might actually be possible. Rule 4. Master the message. Imagine you've built the greatest product in the world, a revolutionary invention, a life-changing idea. Now imagine nobody understands it, nobody cares, nobody listens. What happens? Nothing. Because ideas don't change the world. Communicated ideas change the world. Communication is a force multiplier. The difference between an average communicator and a great communicator isn't information. It's emotion. Think about Martin Luther King Jr. People don't remember every statistic he shared. They remember the feeling. I have a dream. Think about the greatest TED Talks, the greatest speeches, the greatest leaders. They don't just share information, they create experiences. Stories are powerful because stories bypass logic and speak directly to emotion. Instead of saying, hard work leads to success, tell the story of a young athlete practicing alone at 5 a.m. while everyone else is sleeping. People remember stories, not facts. Here's a challenge. The next time you explain an idea, don't ask, what should I say? Ask, what should people feel? Because feelings create action, and action changes lives. Rule 5. Sell dreams, not products. People don't buy products. They buy better versions of themselves. Nobody buys a gym membership because they love gym equipment. They buy confidence, health, attractiveness, energy. Nobody buys a luxury watch because they need to know the time. They buy status, identity, achievement. Nobody buys a camera because of megapixels. They buy memories, moments, stories. The world's greatest brands understand this. They don't sell features, they sell dreams. And this principle applies to everything: business, leadership, relationships, content creation, even your personal life. When you talk to people, Stop focusing on what you're offering. Focus on what transformation you're creating. Because transformation is what people truly want. People don't want information. They want a better future. Show them that future. Help them believe it's possible, and they'll follow you anywhere. The conclusion is simple. Your story begins today. Life is both long and short. Long enough to achieve extraordinary things. Short enough that you can't afford to waste it. Today, you've learned 5 powerful principles. Connect different ideas. Say no to distractions. Stay hungry and stay foolish. Master communication. Sell dreams, not products. But knowledge alone changes nothing. Action changes everything. A year from now, you'll either be the same person reading the same excuses, or you'll be living a story worth telling. The choice belongs to you. Because the real question isn't, how far can you go? The real question is, are you ready to begin? And if the answer is yes, then your transformation starts today. Right now, with your very next decision. Because history is never written by people who wait. It's written by people who act. And if you enjoyed this video and want more life-changing insights, powerful book summaries, and practical lessons for success, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join us on this journey of continuous growth. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, keep taking action.